Welcome to the Higher Arabia podcast, powered by MatchMaker #1. I'm Ines Mokrani, recruiter, coach, and connector of talent across Europe and the Middle East. In this podcast, we explore the challenges, opportunities, and success stories of hiring in one of the world's most dynamic regions. Let's dive in. Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into some interesting cultural contrasts between European and Middle Eastern work dynamics.
I'm really looking forward to this discussion. So, what's the root of this cultural clash we're exploring?
Well, it starts with a simple observation. Many Europeans arrive in the Middle East with impressive resumes, strong experience, and great intentions, yet they find themselves struggling.
Yeah, I've heard that before. They expect everything to work like back home in Europe, right?
Exactly. It's like they come with this mindset that structure, efficiency, and organization are universal. But in the Middle East, things are quite different.
So, tell me, what's the main message here? Is it that the Middle Eastern work environment has its own unique rhythm?
Precisely. There's a kind of unspoken understanding. Here, structure follows trust, not the other way around.
Yeah.
And without trust, no system really takes root.
Interesting. So instead of first laying out all the clear step-by-step directions that Europeans are used to, the emphasis here is on earning trust before any real structure is built.
Exactly. It's almost like you need to build relationship equity first. If people don't feel safe or valued, your expertise doesn't even get considered.
I can see how that might be surprising for folks accustomed to a very methodical, planned approach.
Right. And there are several points to note. First, the assumption that clear step-by-step instructions will always work. In the Middle Eastern context, waiting for instructions might actually mean you'll just be bypassed because initiative is really what matters.
That's a big shift, isn't it? In Europe, planning is almost sacrosanct. But here, you're expected to jump in and figure things out as you go.
Yes, it's like they're saying, I'll start, let's shape it together. And second, directness, which in Europe is seen as efficient, can come off as harsh if it's not backed by established relationships. Tone and context are everything.
So directness without a relationship is seen as disrespectful? That's a subtle but crucial difference.
Absolutely. It's not that they don't want the truth, but it's the method of delivery. Words matter less than how they land.
Right.
It's all about the way you communicate.
I guess that ties into another point you mentioned, the need for certainty before taking action. Could you explain that bit?
Sure, in many European settings, decisions are made only when every detail is ironed out.
Yeah.
Whereas in the Middle East, it's more like we decide and then adjust. Speed is seen as part of trust. Hesitation might be taken as a sign of doubt.
That's a fascinating contrast. It's almost like the lack of hesitation is interpreted as competence.
Exactly, it conveys confidence. But let me add an interesting nuance. Adapting to this environment isn't about changing who you fundamentally are. It's about expanding your leadership range. It means adopting a few shifts in mindset.
I imagine those shifts can be quite transformative. What kind of changes are we talking about?
There are 3 main shifts to keep in mind. First, observe before advising. Really take in the way conversations start and end. Notice the pauses, the hierarchy, the rhythm.
Right.
Really absorb the work culture naturally.
That makes sense. Understanding the underlying flow before jumping in.
The second shift is to build relationship equity. Don't just walk in trying to prove your value. Instead, focus on connecting first. Value and respect will then follow naturally.
Definitely.
That's a solid strategy.
And the third shift?
Make decisions faster. Now, this might be a bit controversial to some in Europe who prioritize perfection, but here, momentum is highly respected. Sure, perfection is a nice goal, but moving quickly can build trust and show competence. It's a balancing act.
I can see how that can be challenging. Sometimes rushing decisions might be interpreted as a lack of thoughtfulness.
True, but in this context, it's more about showing that you have the confidence to act and adapt on the fly. And if you wait too long, people might start doubting your abilities.
Sounds like it's a very dynamic environment where the interplay of trust, speed, and relationship takes center stage.
Exactly, and the irony is that many Europeans are completely capable in their own right.
Yeah.
It's just that the unspoken rules here require a different approach.
Do you think there's a risk, though, that in the pursuit of relationship building, some might neglect the importance of professional expertise?
That's a great point. There's always that balance to maintain. But here, if you don't first connect on a human level, listen, show respect, and make people feel safe, your technical abilities might not even come into play. It's a trade-off. And in this culture, the relational side wins out initially. It's not about discarding expertise, but complementing it with authentic connection.
I see. So it's like a dance, right? You need to know your steps technically, but you also have to be in tune with the rhythm of the room.
Exactly. It's like dancing without missing a beat. Just imagine trying to lead a dance without feeling the music.
Haha, that's a great analogy. And it really highlights how deeper cultural nuances can influence the leader's effectiveness.
Absolutely. When you blend European expertise with Middle Eastern speed, warmth, and relational intelligence, you become a global leader with a rich, dynamic approach, not confined by traditional boundaries. That's powerful.
It does sound like if you master this blend, you not only succeed but truly grow.
Exactly. It's about realizing that you're not there to impose your own style, but to exchange ideas, learn a new way of working, and ultimately adapt your leadership. You're evolving, not erasing yourself.
And this approach sounds so beneficial for career growth, not just in the Middle Eastern context, but globally.
Right. Truly global leadership isn't about sticking to a single method. It's about being flexible enough to understand that context matters a lot.
I definitely agree. There's immense value in this dialogue, a reminder that effective leadership often requires us to step outside our comfort zones.
Absolutely. By embracing these insights, observing before advising, building relational equity, and making fast decisions, you're setting the stage not just for success in a foreign culture, but for a well-rounded global perspective. It's a transformative process.
Great conversation. It's always impressive how such nuanced details can have such a huge impact on leadership and trust.
For sure. And as we continue to see cultures intersect in the workplace, understanding these dynamics becomes even more crucial, really eye-opening.
Thanks for the insights. This has definitely given me a lot to think about regarding my own approach in diverse work environments.
Always a pleasure. Stay curious, keep learning, and remember, the key is exchange and adaptation. Thank you for joining this discussion.
Thanks, and see you next time.
Thank you for tuning in to the Higher Arabia podcast, brought to you by MatchMaker #1. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, share, and leave us a review. It helps us connect even more talented individuals with opportunities. See you next time. Until then, keep building bridges between cultures and careers.